preface to my presentation. There is people sleeping in my house, so I'm going to have to talk quietly. I will try to speak loudly through body language. Have you ever taken an online asynchronous educational class? This is a rhetorical question. My name is Henry Wilson, and today I'm going to be talking to you about electronically mediated communication and its role in education. Electronically mediated communication, or EMC, brings a unique learning experience that forces students, their tutors, and professors to problem solve and communicate in a different way. Although this can be confusing at times, it can provide a very similar learning experience. Some topics I will go over in my presentation include why students and professors have to stray away from traditional teaching, differences in face-to-face and EMC, skills learned and how the experiences can be similar. The article I chose is called Negotiating Textual Talk, Conversation Analysis, Pedagogy, and the Organization of Online Asynchronous Discourse by Will Gibson. The topic this article relates to from our course is EMC. This is in Chapter 1, but the topic also relates to this course as a whole, since our asynchronous course causes a major change in communication. For example, right now I am talking to you over a computer, whereas in a face-to-face course I would be in front of you in real life. Research findings and hypotheses. The researcher's hypothesis. The researcher finds that there were strong similarities between the ways in which educational talks were developed in these asynchronous conversations and findings regarding the organization of talk in face-to-face educational settings. The relationship between the interpersonal relationship I chose is between the student and their professor. This also applies to the student and their tutor. The main drawback from EMC is distance and richness. Distance affects communication because communications are not immediate. An email can be opened days after it's sent, and Zooms only happen at designated times. This causes media richness to be low. There are no nonverbal cues being translated, and it is much more confusing than a face-to-face. Zoom helps a little bit, but because it provides access to cues as well as vocalics. So why do we even have distance learning if it affects a student's communication with their teacher? We have it because it allows access to education for people who could not get to school to learn. Most of us were in that situation last year. Although communication is hindered, professors have found ways to interact with students through discussion, Zoom, and email. Discussions are not interpersonal, but they're still a great way for teachers and students to communicate. After reading the research article, I now see that communicating over the internet is a very important skill in these times. I learned that communication can still be successful in an online learning environment. Electronically mediated communication is a different way for students and teachers to communicate than traditional face-to-face. But it can be an effective and important tool. Distance and lack of richness impede communication, but the teachers use other tools to combat this and provide a quality learning environment. And this is why I am on a screen, effectively communicating to you.